Hey pro-life Jen, it's Kristan Hawkins. Welcome to this How to Win the Debate special episode on the Explicitly Pro-Life podcast. Today I want to talk about elective versus spontaneous abortion. The media, including many pro-abortion celebrities, have been working overtime lately to confuse Americans about the differences between a miscarriage, a natural miscarriage, and a direct abortion. You know, when you pay someone to end the life of a human child. Take, for example, Chrissy Teigen. She suffered a very public stillbirth when her child was in the 20th weeks of life due to a partial placental abruption. This was back in 2020. This was a very public and gut-wrenching story. She underwent a lot of treatment. She talked publicly about all the treatment she endured to try to save the life of her baby, who she named Jack, including multiple blood transfusions. This whole time, she's been talking about this tragedy that what happened to her son, how she tried to save her son's life. 2 years have passed, but conveniently, surrounding the hubbub of Roe's reversal and celebrities trying to pile in to see who's more pro-abortion, Teigen suddenly announced her realization that she didn't have a natural miscarriage or stillbirth, which is a miscarriage after 20 weeks, but she actually had a life-saving abortion. This isn't really a surprise when you think about the donations, the political donations her husband has been making in the past few months. If you ask me, someone powerful and pro-abortion took advantage of this mother's pain and put her up to doing this interview. And she probably was a little complicit in it too, because she realized it would get her more public attention. But regardless of whatever went behind the scenes went on, the reason that they did this is absolutely disgusting. Losing a baby through miscarriage or stillbirth is sadly common in America and throughout the world. 10 to 20% of pregnancies end in miscarriage, and later miscarriage, stillbirth, about 0.6% of all pregnancies, which sounds small, but if you add up the number of pregnancies in America, that's about 21,000 babies a year. What abortion supporters and the Planned Parenthood and the entire abortion movement is trying to do, and I'm being very clear about this, they're trying to conscript all of the mothers who've suffered the pain of a natural miscarriage, of their loss of their baby, into being more sympathetic towards direct or elective abortion. They're trying to conscript mothers into their abortion movement. When a baby has naturally died in the womb, a mother has very few options at her disposal, depending on the circumstance. And sometimes those options are very limited. Sometimes she can see if she can pass the child naturally. She can take drugs to move things along to cause, contractions and to have at home labor and to deliver a dead child. She can undergo a surgical procedure called a DNC. But regardless of what she chooses, it's important that nothing is left behind in the uterus, whether it's the child or placental tissue, that organ that the child self-directs, that is grown inside the mother's uterus to sustain her life. You have to make sure none of that tissue, whether for the human or the placenta, remains, because if so, it can cause sepsis infection. The drugs that women can take, or the DNC techniques a woman can employ a doctor to use to save her life, these drugs and techniques can also be used to kill living babies. Thus, you see the tactic here. I lost a baby. Did I have an abortion? I've had a DNC. Are pro-lifers trying to outlaw a life-saving DNC that I had to have after we couldn't find a heartbeat of my child at the doctor's office? Think of these drugs and these DNC procedures like a tool. Like a knife is a tool, right? I can use a knife to cook my family a great dinner and feed them, which I haven't done recently since Dobbs came down, Roe's in reverse, I've been too busy. Or I can use this tool, a knife, to stab someone who's getting on my nerves. one tool, two very different outcomes. Why? Intent matters. How you use a tool matters. If you're using a tool to keep a woman alive and healthy and not using it to kill a living human being, that's not an abortion. Good for you. If you're using a tool to kill her living child, you are doing something that is gravely wrong. That is why we have to start getting specific about the terms we use when we talk about abortion. Because of the intentional confusion and fear-mongering the abortion industry is waging in our country. In medicine, the term spontaneous abortion is a long-standing term associated with a natural miscarriage. Spontaneous would be the key word. Abortion is an end of a pregnancy. That when you talk about an abortion, a direct abortion, or if you've paid someone to abort your child, that is why medical professionals will call it an elective abortion. Did you choose to end your pregnancy and end the life of your child? These terms have been around for decades. Now abortion supporters are trying to capitalize on this medical term, spontaneous abortion, to conscript women into their movement. I would like to say that I think most of us should be shocked that they would be willing to go at such lengths to deceive American women, to use the pain of a miscarriage that millions of American women and men and families have endured for decades to gin up and recruit more supporters of their extremist movement. But we really shouldn't be surprised because this is a movement that advocates for killing inconvenient human beings. Elective abortion is very different from spontaneous abortion. Elective abortion is always wrong. Spontaneous abortion is always tragic.